The Virginia governor's race appears to be much closer than many people had expected. Our latest Fox polls has Republican Glenn Youngkin trailing by only 4 percentage points to former governor, Democratic nominee Terry McAuliffe. The margin of error there you see is +3, -3. Both men have 79% certainty among their supporters. The top issue for McAuliffe's people, the coronavirus pandemic. Youngkin's supporters are most concerned about the economy. Tonight we're talking with Republican nominee Glenn Youngkin. Thanks for coming in.
Brett, thank you for having me, and I just appreciate the fact that this race is front and center on your mind because it's front and center on Virginians' minds. And we have a chance to chart a different direction in Virginia, and I'm looking forward to having voters come to the polls over the next 32 days and decide this.
You know, a lot of people look at it as a bellwether, especially in this current environment. You've had a couple of debates now, one just the other night, which we covered. Polls are one thing, but where do you see the race and what issues are most important from your point of view?
Well, the race is a toss-up right now. I feel an amazing amount of momentum, particularly over the last 6 to 7 weeks, as we've been talking to voters and listening to voters about cutting taxes and fixing our schools and making our communities safe again and getting our economy moving. There's a lot of Virginians who are really concerned about whether their job's going to be there for them. And so those are the areas that we're focused most on, and those are where Virginians are focused most on. And you're right, Brett, this race has national importance because what happens in Virginia is going to have a huge impact on what happens in congressional elections next year. And this is our chance for Virginians to come together and speak for the whole country.
You know, one of the issues, I want to talk to you about schools because that got a lot of attention and you made one answer into an ad right away. But I want to talk about another issue that wasn't covered as much, and that's abortion and the difference between you two. Let's take a listen to this exchange.
I am pro-life. I do believe in exceptions in the case where there's rape or incest or the mother's life is in jeopardy. My opponent, on the other hand, is the most extreme abortion candidate in the country. He actually has said he's going to promote Virginia businesses for companies to come to Virginia because it's the easiest place to get an abortion. I think that's shameful.
I want every woman in Virginia to listen to me closely. I was a brick wall to protect women's rights when I was governor. The businesses that I brought to Virginia, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, they are not coming to a state that discriminates against women.
Thank you.
They're not. Half the stuff he said came from outer space tonight. I mean, he literally could have had a tinfoil hat on.
So it seems like there's a big chasm on the issue of abortion, but what about his charge that what you were saying is not right?
Well, Terry does one thing this entire election, which is combat truth with his untruths. I mean, he said that he would sign the bill that would use taxpayer money to fund abortions up through and including birth. He said it was common sense legislation and that he would sign it. And now he wants to try to walk away from that. This is what he does. This is what a 43-year career politician who's been working in the swamp his whole life does, is defend something by saying it's untrue. The reality is that Terry McAuliffe is the most pro-abortion candidate in America. The vast majority of Virginians disagree with his position. And to say that companies are going to come to Virginia because we have the most liberal abortion laws is absolutely insanity. We just watched Ford Motor Company make a decision with 4 plants. They put 2 in Kentucky, 1 in Tennessee, and 1 in Georgia. And let me tell you, Ford was making a decision based on workforce, on site availability, on the ability to make sure that that state's going to maintain their right to work status. And Terry McAuliffe has threatened to get rid of right to work. He's told everybody he'll sign the bill. That'll be a death blow for Virginia's business community. And I'm going to protect right to work. And this is absolutely on the ballot. And Terry McAuliffe's on the wrong side of it.
Well, listen, the most important issues, according to our latest Fox poll, number 1 is the economy. Number 2 is the coronavirus and what happens with that. Down the line, you get to abortion, crime, education. When it comes to coronavirus, will there be an effort, if you're governor, to roll back vaccine mandates, mask mandates that Governor Northam in Virginia has put in place?
Yeah, I believe that everyone in Virginia should get the vaccine, and I'm going to work tirelessly to help people get the best information so that they can make a decision for themselves to get it. Of course, what Terry McAuliffe wants to do is have companies fire people who don't get the vaccine. I mean, here we are coming out of a pandemic, And Virginia is ranked 44th in the nation when it comes to job recovery. And Terry McAuliffe wants companies to fire their employees if they don't get the vaccine. I mean, this is what dictatorial leadership is all about. You know, if he doesn't like what the sheriff says, he yells at him the other day. If he doesn't like what parents have to say about schools, he tells you he doesn't want you involved in their education. And in this case, when you actually want to make a decision about whether you get the vaccine or not, if you don't make the right decision for Terry McAuliffe, he wants your employer to fire you.
You know, in some places,
this is not leadership. This is not leadership.
In some places, President Joe Biden and his approval is a factor. In Virginia, according to our poll, it's about even, 50 to 49, approve, disapprove. How much do you think what's happening federally with the potential tax increases, other proposals, affects your race come November?
Well, I think Virginians, just because of our proximity to Washington, D.C., pay a lot of attention to what's happening in Washington. But as I said earlier, I've talked to tens of thousands of Virginians and listened to their concerns, and they're worried about their jobs and the economy. Yes, they're worried that we have to manage our way through this pandemic. We want to do it together so we can protect both lives and livelihoods. They're worried about their kids' education. I mean, parents want their children to receive a great education, and they want to be involved in it. And what we've heard from Terry McAuliffe is he doesn't want them involved in it, and they're worried about public safety. I mean, we're at a 20-year high in murder rate in Virginia. Shouldn't shock Terry, because when he was governor, the murder rate went up 43%. And that's why all of the sheriffs in Virginia, I mean, 50 sheriffs have stood up for me. I was endorsed by the FOP. I was endorsed by the Police Benevolent Association. They understand that I'm going to help Virginia have our community safe again. We're going to have the best jobs. We're going to have the best schools. We're going to cut taxes. We're going to lower the tax burden on Virginians, and that's what they're most important to them.
Last thing, quickly. Terry McAuliffe and his campaign spent a lot of time trying to link you to Donald Trump, and he did that in the debate, saying that you were endorsed by Donald Trump. He said 4 times. If Donald Trump comes to Virginia, you're going to campaign with him?
Well, first of all, when President Trump endorsed me, I thanked him for it. I was grateful for it. I've been endorsed by lots of Republicans, and we're bringing people together. This is a moment for us to bring Virginians together. Forever Trumpers, folks that were never Trumpers, single-issue voters, but also independents and Democrats. I think what you'll see in your poll is I'm winning amongst the independents because they trust me. This is a moment for Virginians to come together and decide who they trust. They do not trust Terry McAuliffe. He's a 43-year career political operative. He changes his mind every other week. He actually lies every other day, or if not every other minute. Yeah. And this is what's on the ballot. Well, this is why Virginians are coming together around me as the candidate. And I know Terry has seen the polling numbers. He wishes he was running against somebody else. But it's Terry McAuliffe against Glenn Youngkin, and we are surging in momentum. And that's why I feel so good about the fact that we're going to win this fall and get Virginia moving come January.
Well, Glenn Youngkin, we appreciate your time. You're right, President Trump is not on the ballot. We will cover this race very closely. We've asked Terry McAuliffe to come on. We'll see if he does. We appreciate your time today.